So I want to come talk to y'all real quick about sage. So one thing about sage, when you cleanse your space, is that I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. So there's no one standard on how to cleanse a space, but I do believe there are some, you know, tips and there are some basics that you probably should know. So when you do your sage cleansing, that it is successful. The goal of saging your home is to make sure that you clear negative entities and negative energy out of your home, and so that the house can feel lighter. That's usually the word that's described by everyone. When the home is cleansed, it feels lighter, and when it's not cleansed, it feels heavy in the home or stuffy. So, how do we know, or how does the negative energy build up in the home? We like to think of energy like water. So when you look at water, as it flows, if it's flowing pretty good, it's usually clean, see through, right? But if water becomes stagnant, if it puddles, um, water becomes murky. It starts to grow bacteria. You start to see mosquitoes, and all kind of things happen. So energy works the same way. If a home is cluttered, energy cannot flow as fluid as it should. So if energy cannot flow like it should, like water in your home, then it'll become stagnant and it'll become murky, so to speak, right? And then it'll become angry. And then when energy becomes angry, it starts to cause problems in the home, like arguments and, you know, people getting sick, feeling heavy, uh, like pressure, head pressure, pressure in the body. Um, it just doesn't feel good to be in the home. You may have people, may even yourself, feel like you just don't feel like coming home, and that could be because of the negative energy built up in the home. So one of the first things you want to do, okay, and again, these are all just tips. This is not absolutes, okay. Um, One of the first things you should want to do is clean your space. So decluttering is a must. Okay, you declutter the home so that the energy have some way to flow, right? Once you declutter, clean up. If you think about it, when you clean up your home anyway, you typically feel better, and that's because energy has room to flow, right? So you clean up, you declutter, put everything up nice and neat, vacuum, sweep, do all those things. Then once you do that, you can start your cleansing process. Um, what you do is open up a few windows. You don't have to open up all your windows, but you want to open up a few windows. If you have a two-story, a couple of windows downstairs, a few windows upstairs, because now we want to get air circulating throughout the home. Like we was growing up, mom and grandma used to always open up the windows and let air circulate. Um, and when you understand the reason behind that now, if you think of it from a spiritual standpoint, you know, that's allowing energy to positive energy to come in and flow through the house. And so once you open your windows, now you can get your sage and you can light it and start getting ready to cleanse your space. Now you have sage bundles. You have the sage bundle sticks, right? And then you have loose sage. For me, my wife and I, we preferably like some loose sage. So I like the loose kind. And what I do is I just pick off the leaves and put them in a burner. And you probably see me use this on the other videos too. I have a cauldron too. We use a cauldron sometimes too, depending on if you're going to be burning for a while, especially if you're going to be burning resins, sandalwood, stuff like that. Some Palo Santo. And I don't burn the sticks because the sticks they smell horrible, and you don't need to burn the sticks, just the leaves, right? This is California white sage. It's really good for cleansing, and then there's different type of sages for other things. Um, and then you can use charcoal, like they have these little round charcoals that you can put in there. And you light them up. They're like match light. You light them and then they just light automatically. and then once it turns red, just like if you're on a grill, you can just throw your sage on top. But since when I'm doing a home cleaning, just putting some sage in this burner, I can light it, and it's enough to walk around the house, maybe having to relight it once or twice, and it'll last the whole time. So one thing, when you walk around and you do your sage, you want to first be confident in taking control of your home from negative energy. Okay? Now, you can have so much negative energy in your home that they develop into negative entities. Some people call them shadow people, right? When you in the house and you say, "Man, I could have sworn I just seen something run past me," or maybe your kids, because your kids are very sensitive. They're typically not tainted yet until we taint them, right? And the kids will say, "I see something in my room," or I know something is there, and then we'll probably tell them they're crazy or something. But those kids usually know what they're talking about. And so when the negative energy gets so stagnant and gets so angry because it can't move around, negative entities get attracted to that space. And then the negative entities will come in your space and start to take over. Well, once negative entities come in your space, though, that's when problems really start to happen. That's when the arguments get harder. Spouses get to arguing, the siblings, just all type of things start to happen. So you really have to take care of it before it gets to that point. And we've cleansed out some negative entities a few times, including our own home. So they can come. I'm lighting some sage too right now. So, so once you get your sage, like I said, first thing you want to be is confident and get rid of your fear. Okay, negative entities and negative energy feed off of fear as well as negativity, but they feed off your fear. So if you're not serious about cleansing, if you're afraid to do this, they're not going to leave. They're going to, basically laugh at you like, yeah, right, whatever. You need to be confident that, this is my home, and you're going to command them out of your home. So when you get your sage and you walk around, whether you do a prayer, a mantra, an affirmation, whatever it is, you can say something to the effect that this house is only a home of love and light energy, or this home is, a home of only, the God of love, or only God serves in this home. Whatever your belief system is, you can use whatever it is as long as it reflects love and light. And you command, not ask, never ask. You command anything that is negative in the home to leave. It's your home, it's your space, and you have to take control and take charge of it. You tell them to leave. And so you walk around your home, and I've seen different ways that you're so-called supposed to do it, but again, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it, as long as you cover all areas, right? There's places in the home where negative entities and negative energy like to hide. Now, that's going to be in the corners of the home. So let's say you go in a room, right? So you go into a bedroom. The four corners of the bedroom, negative energy likes to sit in the corners, okay? You also have your closets, because typically closets are pretty cluttered. So your closets, negative energy like to sit in. Your bathrooms, for some reason they like to sit in bathrooms. And laundry rooms. Okay, so anytime I've done a home clearing, those are typically all the spaces where I can almost guarantee I'm going to find something hiding. And, that's usually, okay, if I'm just using sage, let's say you're walking around and you get into an area and the sage completely goes out and just stops smoking. That's usually a lot of negative energy in that space. So you may have to relight and go back in the area, and you continuously do it. You with confidence, you cast that negative energy out of that space, negative entities out of that space, and out of your home, and you stay in that area until it feels light, and it stays lit. And if it stays lit, After doing that, then you know that it's gone. Like, and you'll be able to feel it. You'll feel if you got rid of it or not, right? And so there's sometimes I've had to go in my bathroom, for example, and light it twice, go back out, light it again, and go back in there. So because that's where negative energy sometimes like to hide in my bathroom. So now if I was using my rods, right, then a longer process, but then I could just go in and say, show me where the negative energy or entities are hiding. Then I'll just go straight and, find it. But it's a longer process to do it this way. This is for like if somebody think they really have something in the house and we're trying to pinpoint exactly where it's at. So, but if you're doing just a basic home cleansing and just for maintenance and just to keep the house lighter, that's how you would do it. Just walk around your room, make sure you hit the four corners, right? Hit your bathroom, hit your closets, hit every room in the house, and you know, sometimes it's not even a bad idea to even hit the perimeter of your house outside. Just to make sure nothing is lingering around the outskirts of the walls of your house, because everything holds energy. So, but if you're afraid maybe your neighbors might look at you crazy or something like that, that's understood. Just as long as you at least do the inside of your house, because this is the place you're supposed to have peace. And if you don't have peace inside of your home, where can you have peace at, right? So, one thing to think about when considering when to do sage. Some people have, say, well, do it, every once a month or do it, I personally don't go by a schedule. I believe you should sage based on feel. If you feel you need to do it, do it. Like if you did it 2 days ago and now you feel like you need to do it again, do it. Don't go off of feel, because usually your intuition and your gut, if they are matching, right? Especially if you're sensitive like I am, I can feel negative energy. I usually have these bumps on the back of my arm when negative energy is around. If you could feel it, then do it. Just don't question, don't second guess yourself. Don't go on a schedule. So that's my opinion. And then if you if it's been like over a week or been over 2 weeks or maybe over a month and you haven't saged, yeah, you probably should, because usually you come home from work, you come home from school, you're probably going to be bringing home negative energy or entities home with you. So if you come out from out in the public and you feel heavy when you get home, sage. Just light a little bit. Don't take much. Just put a little bit. Just do a quick sage, and you're good to go. And you'll feel it lift off of you. So, cleansing yourself and cleansing your home will keep the peace. It'll keep relationships intact, and it'll just overall just put people in a better, just in a better space. So I won't keep rambling, but I just wanted to do a little bit more in depth about sage, on how to use it in your home. Again, it's not a one size fit all. These are just tips. You can come up with what fits you, or listen to your intuition, listen to your higher self, and go from there. So I hope you found this information good for use. And you can leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll try to address it then. Okay? Later.